Alright guys, Cyberstorm access is right around the corner and I'm having a boring night, so I thought I might as well, review this. Who am I kidding? I'm excited for this shit. You kidding me? I've been waiting for this for 5 years. Satellar Knights are coming out, but I guess since everybody else is playing a different deck, I guess we have to review everything here. So, this will be brought to you by me and my professional opinion of what these cards are and how well they'll do in the meta. Okay, don't forget guys to leave a smash that subscribe button, do whatever you want. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I enjoy your company regardless. Let's dive right into it guys. Cyberstorm Access comes out May 5th. Sneak peek is the 29th, which I'll be attending, and that video will be posted live on YouTube, so don't miss that out. I know you guys tend to miss out on that, but it's gonna be good stuff guys. Bunch of sneak peeks, duels, trades, all the good stuff. Gotta wait till this Saturday to do another live YouTube battle, my first one against Hercules. I guess he's gonna try and top me on the Maze of Memories, but he's wrong. He's not gonna win. And don't miss that amazing giveaway, by the way, as well. That's gonna be an amazing thing. Okay, the loser has to give away all the cards essentially to one lucky subscriber. So don't forget to go on our channels, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. What card are you most excited about from the new set? And you might be a lucky winner from the loser's set. So, you'll go to Herc's channel and claim all his cards because I'm winning. Anyway, let's dive right into this. Cyberstorm Access. Apparently will launch on 5/5/2023 unless you're going to a sneak peek, which I highly suggest you do. So one of the confirmed Seeker rares, I don't know why more haven't released yet, but will be the Sword Emperor Tsukumahagutsu. You can tribute summon this card by tributing one normal summoned set monster, which belongs to Satellar Knights, but however, I feel like this is more in the realm of like spirit monsters. It's a wind warrior, yep, it's a spirit monster, so that's cool, seeing spirit monsters back into the fold. During the end phase, shuffle cards that are banished on the field and the graveyard into the deck. Could be an interesting card. I don't see it. Oh, firewalls. Okay, so cool. Firewall Dragon making appearances again. Firewall Defensor for all you firewall fanatics out there. Great. Another archetype for me to compete against. Like the meta is not full enough of them already. This card is sent to the graveyard as a link material for a Cyber's monster. You can special summon a firewall monster from your deck. Interesting. Pretty nice. Great, so Dragon Link is a thing as well now, okay? Let's see what the next card is. Firewall Phantom. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a link material for a Cyber's monster, you can add a Signet spell trap. Wow. Signet mining, huh? You can banish this card from the graveyard. During the end phase, shuffle one Cyber's monster from your graveyard into the deck. I hope you guys have your cup of coffee or whatever you're sipping on, your orange juice or milk if you're 10. Because this is going to be a while. I'll try to skim through this. Super Heavy Samurais are getting the support. All you fanatics, I'm pretty sure, are aware of that. So what are we getting for Super Heavy Samurais? We're getting Link? Not even I can get a Link. Man, what the hell? Satellar Knights can't get a Link, but these guys can? And they get a Pendulum? Oh, this is a normal, right? They probably already had a Link. Or is this new? One Super Heavy Samurai monster. This is what Satellar Knights need, but who cares about us, right? We're just an afterthought. Okay, we have a Super Heavy Samurai Spy. So I think this card, there's like a, I don't know, you guys need to Google this up, but I think they discard your opponent's cards, which is like a cracked effect. So I'm guessing a lot of you guys are hyped for this too. You can target a separate among your control. Tuner, got no spells, you can special summon this card. So yeah, so I think this is one of those decks where it's solely focused on monsters and like barely any spells or traps. Pretty interesting. So a bunch of Super Heavy Samurais. Including Pendulum. Okay, so we have the most, at least to me, what seems the most useless card that Branded made. Bestial Aliber. Outside of it becoming Fallen of Albaz in the grave. This card's no, you can discard one card, target one dragon monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Talk about situational, right? No, this is not going to see any play. Fallen of Argyros. This is for all you Sprite players out there. This is definitely going to be in there. If there's a level rank 2 on the field, you can special summon. Great, another free special summon for Sprite players. During your opponent's turn, you can target an XC monster on the field, and doesn't matter. Could be from either side. You can detach up to 2 materials from it. Holy shit. Man, come on, really? Great, another thing for me to deal with. How is this even going to be possible? Well, it is dark, so might as well just go diamond and pray. Great. Ice Jade. Hopefully you guys held on to your the Ice Jade Synchro, because that's going to skyrocket in price. What do we have? This card, however, this one I'm interested in for my branded deck. It's essentially sends a Fallen of Albaz, or one card that mentions it from your deck to the graveyard. If a card leaves the extra deck, you can target one Fallen of Albaz or one monster that mentions it in your graveyard, special summon it. This is pretty good, to be honest. I can actually see this play in my branded deck, because with the Victory Dragon or the Dusk Dragon, whatever you call it, you can send a card from the extra deck to the graveyard easy, and then this effect will trigger, causing either a fusion or an interruption. So this is pretty nice. Okay, Mana Dome for all you fanatics out there. Don't know a lot about this archetype, but wow, there's a lot of support that's coming out for it. Okay, so that's cool. Not gonna go over in detail of this. A lot of Mana Dome cards. I don't know what that was. Dream Defender. You have a face-up Pendulum monster. Not if you're playing against Kashtira, bro. You're not playing Pendulum. These are like Dream Defenders. Wow. The archetype itself. When your opponent activates a card effect that targets a Nemlaria card you control, and you have a face-up Dreaming Nemlaria in your extra deck. Potential. That's what I think. Purely, go fuck yourself. I'm not even. Oh, you guys playing purely at. Oh, wait. Let's go back to this one. It's for all you furries out there. I'm not even gonna read this. Mikanko cards. Okay, cool. Konami, come on, get your shit together. Now this is precious. This is gold right here. Tellarknight Altea. And a lot of people don't give this card as much credit as you think that this card deserves. It pops a card on the field up to the number of XC monsters on the field. Wow. I mean, the effect itself is amazing. Let's see. Number of light or dark monsters I control, XC monsters, and then pop cards on the field. So this is not only during my turn, during my opponent's turn as well. We're talking Skybridge becomes way more valuable because it's an interruption. And all I gotta say is I'm really excited about this card, and I'm really excited about the future support that comes out. You're gonna see me making a bunch of videos. I've already started doing test videos. Spoiler alert, with the Eldritch, it works really well. This deck, it complements it really well. Okay, and the other one will be Tellarknight Lyra. This card is a block to the Ash Blossom that the Neb used to suffer so much from. If this card is summoned, you can add a Tellarknight spell from your deck. Too bad you cannot search the fucking trap card. This card would have been amazing if you could have searched. Can you imagine searching the trap card? Oh. I honestly took the trap card. I took it out of the deck. It's too slow. This deck will be a turbo rank 4 deck filled with interruptions. You don't need to run the trap card anymore. The fact that it's not searchable, it makes it so unreliable. It's too slow in this day and age. Some infinite track monsters. So yeah, so outside of the obvious, Tellarknight monsters that we're all excited about, there is Mana Dome, and then there is that one ranked level 2 sprite support, and a couple, those are the primary. I mean, all the cards are here on the side. The branded support is pretty sick too, and then the Firewall Dragon getting support. But I want to take a look at some of the card no one really gives that much thought about, and this is the synchro version of the Bestials. If you have Bestial cards, I think this is around the time now for you to guys hold on to them, because I think the value will increase eventually again. It's a bad time to sell right now. So because cards like this, like, I feel like branded will be divided into two separate categories. It will be the branded fusion version or the Bestial version, which is I think sneakily can be a very good, very nasty deck. The Bestial Dispetir, it says you can target a banished light or dark monster, special summon it. The effect is very underrated. I mean, you're talking fusion monsters like Mirror Jade, you're talking anything that banishes at this point, like even with the Kashtira that banishes. You know, it's like when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target one banished card, return it into the deck. I mean, aside from it being a pretty beefy monster at 3500 attack and defense, then the owner of that card destroy that monster, otherwise negate the effect. So it returns a banished monster to the deck and then negates a monster. It's a once per turn effect. The effect to negate is non-targetable, which is very crucial. And then the second one is the Despian Luluwalit. It's hard to say it. Once per turn, if this card leaves the extra deck, you can make all face-up monsters you currently control gain 500. You can negate the effect of one face-up card on the field. Face-up card, not a monster. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon a light spellcaster monster from your hand or deck, whose attack equals its own defense. Call me crazy, but Cartesia, it could be one of those targets, or she should be one of those targets. So that's a pretty amazing search. It's like fusion deployment on steroids. You can essentially dump this thing from your extra deck and trigger its effect. This guy has been getting a lot of credit. This guy might actually be in a branded, should be in a branded deck. Fallen of Albaz and a light spellcaster monster, which is Cartesia essentially, or any, well, most likely Cartesia. Cannot be used as a fusion material, so not a super poly target. That's great. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Dragoon, perfect. You can only use each effect once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you can target two monsters in the graveyard, special summon both monsters, one on each field. Wow, so this is pretty great. I'm trying to see how, with the board that I have, I'm trying to see when I would go into this monster specifically instead of like my usual Dragoon Mirror Jade lineup. And I think instead of Mirror Jade, you can maybe lean into this card a little bit more, because honestly Rimbrum is very situational. This will probably overtake Rimbrum because it's an interruption on your opponent's turn. You can essentially bring Albaz and then one monster to their side of the field. Two monsters in the graveyards, so either side of the graveyard. Okay, so you pick and choose. If this card's in the graveyard, you contribute 4 monsters in the extra monster zones, and each player has certain main monster zones, and if you do special summon. This is not, so this is during your opponent. This is a board breaker. The second effect is very underrated. It's not an activation, right? It can't be targeted with card effects either, so not while it's on the field, just overall. So the effect in the graveyard, essentially the targeting effects cannot pinpoint to this guy, so this is pretty amazing. Contribute 4 monsters in extra monster zones, so the links, and then each player's center main monster zones. Very specific, very good use correctly. Not this card, guys. And then Firewall guy, I'm going to get to right now, but I want to end the topic here of the Superman monster. This guy is a generic rank 4, and I'm glad that this is something they should have done a while back. Like, Battle Mist, honestly guys, Battle Mist is going to be taken out of the deck altogether, specific. If it was 2 level 4 monsters, which they could have done easily, but they kept it to their effects in Tower Knight, it would have his issue is that he wasn't bringing out a rank 5 Teller Knight monster, which is generic. That's why he got banned from so long. This card did it right. Even though it's a 2 level 4 monsters, it's meant for Teller Knight and Stellar's only, which is what you want. And the effect is insane. The effect is very under. I don't know if you guys have been watching the videos or not, but I've been doing test plays with this guy. He has 2 effects. One, it recycles from the graveyard, and the second effect, it basically gains a Teller Knight or a Constellar Knight monster's effect from your deck by banishing that monster. So you're talking, it can monster born, it can send to the graveyard, it can search a spell or trap, it can search a spell, or it can search a monster. And then on top of that, you can overlay M7 on top. That's like a, I'll do deck profile once it comes out on April 29th, okay? I'll have it all together for you guys, I promise. So that's enough for Teller Knight Constellar Caduceus. Virtual World is getting the next sea monster. Very nice, 2 level, okay. This card gains the following defense depending on the number of Virtual World Gate cards you control. 2+, it can attack directly. This card's unaffected by effective, so it's like a Rongo, but like the weaker version. Once per turn, detach an XC material from this card, target one monster you control, and one monster on the field with a different attribute negate their effects. So it's a quick, so it's like essentially an imperm. Nice, good card. So this artwork on this card is beautiful. I'd be surprised if this is not a secret rare and expensive. Firewall Dragon Singularity. Don't know much about Firewall Dragons other than it's a main protagonist monster, and those guys are usually expensive. You can target card your opponent controls or in their graveyard, up to the number of different type of monsters you control and in your graveyard. Return them to the hand. So it's targeting, kind of hinders it, but other than that, it's a great effect. And if you do, this card gains, what's a link? Is that a 6? Yeah. I exercised the idea of putting this in Teller Knights, but the fact that it's a link 6, it's almost impossible. Yeah, it's very hard to do. And if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card returned. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the card to the graveyard, you can target a cyber monster. I wouldn't be using it anyway. It's too specific, which is great. That means it's not going to be a generic card. Fusion monsters. Is that a Cybers Ritual plus? Okay, so during your main phase, special summon a Cybers monster from your hand. Okay. I don't know about that one. Super heavy samurais, man. This is exciting. I'm excited for you guys. You guys are getting good support. You guys, some might argue you guys are getting better support than the Teller Knights, but this is great. This card can attack while in defense position. 4,000 beater. If it does, applies defense for damage calculation. If Mirror Force was a thing, it would be irrelevant, but it's not a thing anymore. If a super heavy samurai monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy a super heavy character you control instead. Spell or trap card, you can draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand. What? Nasty. That's not even fair. The Pot of Greed with 4,000 attack points. This one's a Pendulum Synchro. This card can attack while in defense, that's fine. If it does apply, yeah. Once per turn during the battle phase, if you control this includes something on a card, you can special summon a super semi monster card from your graveyard or face up spell and trap board. So then place this card in your pendulum zone. When it does, it comes back. If you have no spell traps in your graveyard, change that opponent's monster to 0. Also, its effects negated. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. S-Force artwork is sick. I can't say much about it. 2 monsters, pendulum. Every time I see a pendulum, my mind automatically goes to lock zones and game over for you guys. Chaos, I think, is getting. Yeah, Chaos Angel. This one's quite interesting because it is, I think, you don't necessarily need a tuner monster, which is so interesting because it's very generic. 1 tuner and 1 plus 1 non-tuner light or dark monster. So essentially, what is this? A level 10? You can go, wow, 1 plus. So you can go basically any light or dark monster. I've discarded special summon, you can target one card on the field, banish it. Okay, Chaos Sorcerer. This card gains based on the original attributes of the materials used. So if you use all light, synchro monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent activated monster effects. 3500 attack, guys, by the way. This card is a must obtain. You must obtain this card. I don't know, I have a feeling that this card will be broken. If it's not already, it will be broken. Your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. So unaffected, it cannot be destroyed by battle. 3500, it makes Dragoon look like nothing. This card gets over Dragoon until Dragoon like gets rid of a different monster, but wow. Chaos Angel, keep your eye on that one, guys. Seriously, that card will be broken. Another few cards, I mean, there's a lot of here to highlight, but for all you like, you know, Satellar Knight players, I guess the main ones is the, you know, the Teller Knight Constellar, which lets you do an additional summon, a special summon, which Satellar Knights were lacking. And this is, I believe that you only need one of these in your main deck because it's easily searchable, and lets you overlay an extra Teller Knight monster on top of your XC, which is great. I mean, there's so much you can do with this card. Imagine you bring out the new XC monster, right? You overlay M7 on top of it. That triggers the effect of Altea that's in the grave. So Altea will come back into the field, and then you get to summon Deltaros with this card's effect on top of M7. And from that point, you can essentially go into your full combo again. So very good card. And before I wrap it up, there's one more or two more cards in here that need to be mentioned. Time Rendering Morganite for all you people that like to normal summon. I know I do, but I'm not sure I'll be running it because the way I have it, I'm activating monster effects in hand. But for the rest of the duel, you cannot activate effects monsters. You do draw 2 cards instead of your 1 normal draw, and then it gets an extra normal summon. So I don't know how you view this card. It's tested out. For me, I like activating monster effects in hands. I think it's very effective, and it seems like a good card, but I feel like it has a big weakness that people are not aware of yet. And then the other card would be, where is the other card? You got your one that lets you, so this one lets you brand it to 2-day, this one lets you synchro summon during your opponent's turn, that way you escape the whole like banded fusion stigma of only being able to fusion summon. You can easily search for this card with the Lubellion, and then synchro summon during your opponent's turn. So keep an eye on this card as well if you want to experiment with it. I know I will be experimenting with it. And the final one is the double hooking card that essentially triggers Satellar Knight's effects twice because it's a double monster reborn, and you can bounce it back with trigger. Basically call it the Hunted on steroids. So that's about it, guys. I mean, I know there's a lot more cards to go over. There's too many cards, and I know your guys' attention is as short as mine. You probably clicked away from this video already. Anyway, check out my Saturday's live stream, and then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and watch my other videos if you're bored. Okay, until then, Satellar Knight is out.